So yeah, he was always invited to go. And then they would invite our school. Like if we had a choir or something, they were very good about inviting us to come and sing on their program or something like that.
You were probably here in the late 40s, early 50s. I don't know, that may be a little early for the civil rights movement, but what was a political environment in your home in terms of did your parents vote? Did they support any particular candidates? Was that even discussed?
I really don't think I can remember. If I can remember right, my mother would go and vote. I can't remember if my dad would go and vote and stuff like that. Now, when it came down to, by 1950, let me see, I finished high school in 1956 and I was out of here. So I don't remember of any, anything like motivation of that sort while, when I was here or nothing like that. I don't remember. But I do remember my mother used to go and vote. But it didn't seem like it was just really a big thing to the blacks then, But they had the right to.
They wanted to vote. Tell me a little about your decision. Well, your decision to go to college. How did that come about?
Well, that was always a main goal of mine was to go to college to further my education here and to be, I wanted to get up and get out of this area that I was, because we knew, even as kids and growing up, we knew that there was no future here. There was no future here for blacks and stuff. So we felt like, it was a desire to go to college. To go to college back in my daytime was a prestigious thing, very prestigious, to go to school. And so you just worked forward to that goal and struggled to get there the best way you can, and wanted to further my education and be somebody, grow up to be somebody, and just that was just a desire, because a lot of people, in our family, they were very well motivated and they stressed education. Our parents did. They stressed education. My parents, I can remember when I quit school and I had just had it with college and stuff, and I quit, and it just almost devastated my parents. Just devastated them because they had worked so hard. My dad went out and got 2 jobs. Well, he was working on the base there at Shepherd Air Force Base, but when I went to school and stuff, he even took like a second job to keep me in school. He would work at night at the bank, bank there in Wichita Falls, just running the elevator, but that was extra money for him, very extra money.
Now, when did you move to Wichita Falls?
In 1956. I left here the night that I finished high school. 1956.
And then that's the year then you started college.
Went to Midwestern that first year, Midwestern University there in Wichita Falls.
Was that was integrated?
It had just integrated. It had been integrated. Maybe, I'm trying to think. If I'm not mistaken, it couldn't have been no more than a couple of years that it had been integrated.
Where you seemed to be accepted there?
Somewhat, yes. I thought that I thought that I was treated fair there. I really do. I really thought that. And Midwestern is a very good school. I thought I was treated fair there. I never had no problems there. It's, you know, when it came to racial issues or nothing like that. I never suffered any of those things.
And then from there, where did you go?
Texas Southern University.
Texas. Then.
And then I quit.
Quit. Oh, okay. And then let's see. What happened after you quit?
After I quit, I moved to Denver, Colorado, and then I met and married my husband there, and we were together for 30 some odd years. My husband was in the Army, and he retired from Fort Carlson Army base there in Colorado. So we married and we made our home in Denver. And we have one son and 2 grandchildren.
Well, that was a change ending up in Denver from Cooper, wasn't it? You got
It was.
probably a nice change, maybe.
It was a good change. It was
weather-wise.
I got used to it though, because I was there like maybe like 40 years. So I stayed there heck a long time, more than I did in Cooper.
Now, your parents, were they retired in Wichita Falls or stayed in?
Right. My dad got sick, and then he retired there in Wichita Falls, and so did my mother, because both of them became ill. But my dad passed away there in Wichita Falls, but my mother had moved back to Cooper, and then this is where she passed on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you sort of kept up contact.
Right. Well, certainly, I would always come back home. I would always come back, maybe sometime like twice a year to Cooper.
Well, this may be a good place to stop. Again, thank you, and for me, this was a learning experience. And
well, it's just my pleasure.
So, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for asking me.